Java is one of the most widely used programming language, which is evident from the fact that almost 85% of Fortune 500 companies work on Java. Keeping this popularity in mind, we at Great Learning have come up with this tutorial on creating a snake game using Java. Before we get started, I want you to introduce you to Great Learning Academy, a free initiative by Great Learning. You can access over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion. Check out the link in the description of the video below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates on video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on this video any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments. Now let's talk about the agenda and what are the things that we are going to cover in this video. First, we are going to create a window and then we will create a snake. Then we will make the snake move and we will see how to control this snake. Then we will create the food and how our snake will eat that food. Finally, we will be displaying the score and increasing the speed, and then we'll talk about dying condition, and finally we'll update all the other variables once the game is over. So you might have seen that window, right, wherein we have a snake, and once we will click on the play button and it soon starts to move, right? So we need that window. Okay, for that what we are going to do, we are going to download processing. In that we just have to write wide setup size 500, that is the size, that is the height and the width of the window, okay, and the background color. With this background, you will it will range from 0 to 255. 0 means black and 255 means white. So we just define these initial properties. Okay, if you try to, can we use NetBeans? If you try to use any other IDE wherein you want to implement this using Java, then you have to write for this single setup function that I wrote, you have to write 25 lines of code. Okay, so for just writing this setup function, you just need 25 lines of code. Okay, now let me go ahead and quickly implement this, then we will go ahead with the things. Okay, so once you have downloaded the IDE, you will get some this kind of a structure, right, this sketch. Okay, in this sketch, what you're going to do, if you want to get started in this processing tool, you just go ahead and click on help and go into environment. Okay, which IDE is this? This is processing development environment, PDE. Okay, now once you will go in here, okay, you will just go in the help section and then just click on get started. Okay, so I will just select this and copy this thing. Okay, and I will just show you guys how it's done easily. Okay, now paste it. Now this is the function I was talking about, the setup function. Okay, now I have written this thing and then I will press on this play button. Okay, and you see this is the screen that I got. If you want to change the size, you can easily change. For writing this simple thing in Java will take around 25 lines of code. Why we want to do that thing? Okay, so when we press on click, run again, you see the window size has increased. Okay, and when we press this thing back to 500 and 500, then this zero represents the color. Okay, so if you want some other colors, there is something called HTML Google color picker. Okay, you just click on this. Okay, and this will give you something like this, and just you need to copy paste this color, so you don't need to remember anything here. Okay, you just copy paste this thing. Can you increase the size? Yeah, I will, sure. And that's it. Okay, let me increase this size. Okay, done. So then we will just paste here. Okay, then we will just remove this RGB signs. Okay, done. Now when we try to run this thing, you see our color has changed. Okay, the background color has been changed. Okay, Sir, can we do this code in Eclipse IDE of Java? Yes, you can, but for writing this simple, creating this panel or this sketch or the outline, you need 25 lines of code. Why you want to do that, Rajni? Okay, why you want to go through that? This is a simple IDE. Therein we will be not using such complex functions here. We will just use two functions and that's it. That's it. It's the simplest way one can think of. Okay, so let me just go back and just keep it black for now. Okay, now I show you guys this is the thing that with which we can change the background of your game. Okay, that's it, done. Now let's move ahead and now create our snake, the pointer, the starting pointer. Okay, for that what we are going to use, we are going to use what, two array lists. Okay, now we have created two array lists. Why we have created two array lists? First, x point, if you talk about a single point, we have x coordinate and the y coordinate. So for storing x coordinates we will use this array list. Okay, and for storing y coordinates we use this y position array list. Okay, now the window height and the block, what is this? The once we will create the starting pointer, the starting point of a snake, this block is the size of that each block. Okay, then the setup function we will include, we want where we want to locate our. So once we are done with this thing, with height, width and the block, okay, then what we will do, we will just again put these values in our array list. That is the starting pointer. That's what the location, the pointer from which it starts, that is 4 and 15. This is the x position and this is the y position. 4 is x position and 15 is y position. Okay, then the draw function. After the setup function, once we will open this window, okay, once we will open this window, always setup function will be called. Okay, and after the setup function there will be draw function which will be called automatically. There is nothing you have to do, you don't have to call these functions, they will be called automatically. Okay, then we will fill in the color of that block. Okay, and then we will iterate through these positions so that we want to print it. For example, right now you might be thinking why we are looping around, right? We are creating each block of our snake will be a rectangle. Okay, you can easily implement, I mean to say, circle or any other for the matter of fact, for any other shape. Okay, after we have included, for example, right now we have only one position, that is the x position and the y position. Sir, height and width you just told about. Okay, the height and width represents the height and the width of this panel. Okay, I will show you once I will go through this. Let me show you the things first. Okay, we'll go in this section and then I will just use this thing. Now this is the thing I told you, right guys? This is the thing that I showed you and this is the thing that I did. Okay, now let me show you one thing. So these are the two pointers, right? The head, the height and the width, right? If I change these starting points from 0 to 0, you just see what happens. Where will be our pointer? The starting point. You see, when I run this program, the pointer is at this location. Okay, this above location. Now when I change this to 24, where it will be? It will be at the down position, right? From the left corner side. When I run this thing, you see, here is the pointer. So we don't want it to be at the corners. Okay, magnify the screen. Okay, so let me magnify it again. Okay, that's it. Okay, now what we did here, when we wrote 024, that's the thing. Now if we wrote 24, so you just have to do this thing for this screen, that is the length and the height of this panel. We are using 500, 500, so the length and breadth, right? So similarly the positions that are, because the length, the original width and the original height of this IDE will be different, so I am just using this size to represent all those things. So if I write 24, let me just cross this thing. So if I write this thing, then you see the pointer is here. Now I figured out that the height and the width of the block is all along 24 and 24. Okay, got it? That's why I wrote 24 at the starting, because I figured out that this is the thing that this is the position that I can move along. This is the only thing that I can move along, that is 24 and 24. So from 0 to 24 x-axis, from 0 to 24 y-axis. Okay, that's why I started this height and width with this value, and wherein this block size is this pointer that I have shown. Okay, now let me just go back and put it this 14 and 15. Okay, now you see we have created our pointer, right? When you try to run this, and this will start moving, and then we will make him eat, make him die. Okay, this is the starting pointer. Okay, you can use any other figure as well, any other shape, right? If you want to use circle, you can use that. So the simplest that I can I mean to say, I want to make this session as simple as possible. Okay, for implementing those things, you can just go through the processing and see how you want to, whatever you want to build. Okay, if you want a circle or if you want some shapes, easily you can do that. Okay, so now when I looped around this thing, this is the when I looped around the rectangle, the rect function will take 4 arguments. What are those 4 arguments? First is the x coordinate, the second is the y coordinate. So I am multiplying my first pointer, that is 4, into that block size 20. That is the size that we saw on your that you just saw on your screen. Okay, and then y-axis into the block size. Okay, so these are the 2 blocks, x coordinate, y coordinate, and then these two coordinates are height and the width of the block. Okay, so the block size is 20, so just write 20 and 20, that's it. So we got this thing. And fill, if you don't write anything, and you see I have just replaced this background here. Earlier I showed you this in the setup function, but what happens? For example, when the snake grows, right, there will be many positions, right? So we will keep following along. Okay, we will just loop around those positions. Okay, that's it. Now let's go back. Now we have created our snake, right, with the initial positions 4 and 15. Now the second step is, how can we make him move? So how can we make our snake move? Obviously, when we click on that button, it starts moving, right? It will start moving without anything. It will start moving, and that's it. So how can we do that? So for that, how many positions are there for a snake to move? 4, left, right, up, down. That's it, right? So this int dir is for that. So the first direction, if you have played that game, it's always starts to move in the right direction, right? So that's why the 2 here represents the right position, 3 will represent left, 1 will represent up, and 0 will represent down. Okay, now what we did, we created a directory, the direction that is starting from 2, that will always move from the left side. Now this array, these 2 arrays are very important. Okay, 1 will represent the positions, right? The 0, 0, 1, -1. What does this mean? What does this mean? Basically, when we try to move in right direction, what are the things that will change? Will we go up? No. Will we go down? No. We are just moving towards the right. So when we move right, we are just incrementing the value of that thing, right? The x position, right? So, and we are just -1 will represent what? This -1 is something when we move towards the down direction. Okay, when we are moving down, so at that time this -1 will help, because we are decrementing the x position, right? We are moving down. So this left and right will represent these things. And similarly for y positions, when we are moving up, what will happen? That up will go up, the y position will go up, and when we move down, that's why -1. So then at that time we will go downwards. Okay, so that's why we are using 2 arrays. Now the frame count. So basically this IDE has a frame rate of 60. Okay, so the frame count will give that 60. Now when we try to divide this thing by 8, we don't want it to move slowly. So we just incremented its speed by modulus. You can use 10, 20, anything, so that it will move slowly. So after this, when I show you the slides, I will show you how quickly we can make him move. Okay, now the position, we are adding something at the starting index. Okay, if you have worked with array list, right, when we can use 2 things, right? We can use add with 1 argument, and we can use the add method with 2 arguments. So herein we have defining the initial position. The initial position is 0, the index 0. We will try to insert whatever we got from that previous index, that was 4, right? And then after that we are trying to multiply it with the direction. The direction for that is x dir. the direct dir will be 2 and the x dir will be the array. So it will fetch the second index, right? It will fetch the second index, then we try to add that, okay? The second index is 1. So you see, now this 415 that we wrote earlier will be 415 was the thing, right? 415 that we wrote will be 515 because we're moving in the right direction. Then it will be 615, then 715. So as long as we move along, okay? So that's why how we make him move. And similarly for the y position. For the y position, the dir 0 will be 0. So nothing will happen in that, right? It's obvious, right? That's why we used to do arrays, right? And then when we try to remove, you see why we use this remove thing, okay? I will show you this in here. Okay, let me go back to this thing and let me copy this thing. And select all and paste. This is the thing that I told you, right? This is the thing that I told you, the frame count and everything is visible to you. Let me just magnify this. This is the thing, right? I told you guys when we want to move, we will use this thing, right? And when we are trying to build this thing above, let me go a bit above. Okay, these are the direction arrays, 2 direction arrays, right? These are the 2 direction arrays, okay? Now if I remove these 2 lines that I showed you why we want to remove this thing. Now you see, if we run this thing again, okay? Okay, now you see, we are trying to move. We haven't inserted any values, right? But what we are doing, we are adding, right? We are adding at 0th index. It will go 415, then 515, then 615, then 715. So that's why we are getting this thing, right? Now we don't want that. We want it to move, but we want what are the previous values we have inserted. We want them both to be removed, okay? So once I included these 2 lines, and when I run this thing, it will just move along, okay? Don't worry about it is going apart from the screen. We are just trying to build step by step, okay? Now let me quickly run this thing again. You see, now it's running, it's moving along, okay? Cool. Now let's go back to our slides, okay? Now we made him move, right? We made him move. Now, what is the next step? How can we control him, right? The controlling is very important. We want to make him go up, then down, then this, then right, then left, right? So we use the key pressed function here, right? We will use this key pressed function here, okay? What will this key will do? This will just, whatever we press, the arrow keys, right? The arrow keys, whenever we press, this function will be called, okay? Once this function is called, we will get the code from it and we will check, does this key have the same code as down? So therein we have these four keywords, right? You can call it keywords. So these down, up, left have a specific meaning to it, right? So now whenever we pressed a down key, this will change the direction that we use, right? So earlier what we are using for the direction dir. So now new direction will be, we will store that the key that is pressed to the new direction, and once we are done with this thing, we will just replace this value. So the new value of direction will be changed, okay? Okay, now let's go back and let's try to implement this thing. Okay, so this is the thing that I told you, right guys? So now we will change its direction, okay? This is the thing, right? Key pressed, that's it, right? I told you this thing only. Now let's run this thing. Now when I press keys, this left, right, up, down, it will start moving, okay? Now our snake is ready to move, okay? Now he's moving, okay? You see, when I press up, it goes up, left, right, all the things he is able to do. He is able to go anywhere, okay? Now let's close this thing and let's go back to our code, okay? Slides, okay, and if you want to pick a different color for the background or for the snake head, right, you can do it, okay? Okay, well, yeah. Now we have the control over our snake, okay? Now we can move him left, right, upwards, downwards, okay? Now we want him to eat food, okay? Now how can he eat food? So basically we are using the X position and Y position. For example, now this food that we will create will be somewhere in the screen, right? Somewhere in the panel. So these positions will represent this first position, the 15th and the 15th. So every time when we create when we hit the run button, it will be present, the food will be present. Obviously that's the case every time when we play that game. We had that thing, right? We have the food ready for the snake, right? So when we run this thing, we will have our food ready, and we will also create a variable boolean variable, that is game status. Unless and until game is going on, right, this status is false, we can move along, right? We have used this not sign. If game status is not if game status is false, right? If game status is false, that means we can play along, right? And if it's true, that means the game is over, so don't create any food. That's the thing. Okay, now this fill color will put some coloring into it, right? So right now we are using again white, so you can easily go into the color picker and pick one color, and then we will now it has to be of the same shape, or if it doesn't want to be, if you don't want to be the same shape, right, the rectangle, you can just create any other circle, maybe a triangle, anything, right? But for now I have created a rectangle, same in the same fashion that we did earlier, right? Now we made this food. Okay, now once we made this food for the snake, now then we have to make him, right, the size also should increase, his size should also grow, right? Once he eat this thing, then his size should increase, right? So we will check if the position of the snake and the position of the food are at same location. That means we are at the same location. Please, now it will be added to that array, right? It will be added to that array, and then what we will do, we will create a random food with the help of this width and height that we used, right? The 24 and the 24 that we used earlier, right? Now what we did, we will create this position, and right, we will create some random position and we will put it on the screen. Now we will just implement this thing. Okay, so these two functions we will try to implement this thing. Okay, so this is our S4. Okay, we will select it, and then we will go back into this thing. Now we have, okay, done. So when we try to run this thing, you see now our snake is moving and we are making him eat. And similarly, make this window active, right guys? This window should be active. You just have to click on it so that it will start moving along. Okay, only then it will be able to find the keys. Okay, now it's moving and we are able to make him eat. And once he had ate this food, then a random position is created for the next time around. Okay, so the boolean game status is nothing but the status of the game. If once I will show you how to end the game, right now he is going out of the screen. Okay, now once the game will end, this boolean value should be false, right? This boolean value will be true. The game is ended, so we won't be able to produce new food. Okay, now there should not be the case that we should be able to make this snake move and he should be able to eat this thing. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, so now we are done with this thing as well. Okay, Komal, so now let's see what else can we do here. Okay, yeah, now a snake is eating the food and we are creating new random food. Okay, this is the two things that we did, right? We made him stop at the position, right? When the positions are same, we made him eat this thing, and then we created a random position. Okay, now how to display the score, how we can display the score, right? We are making him eat, right? Now we want a score to be displayed. So for that, what we will be using this thing, right? Text align. So we want it at the top left corner, right? And the text size represents the position, right? The position of the alignment, right? The text align will be left, the size of that block and the color of that block will be filled by fill, right? Fill method. And the text, the first argument will be string, and the next thing will be the position of the, now herein I have used the x position, right? X size, whatever is in that array, x array or y array, right? That we declared earlier, which is representing the coordinates, right? Whatever will be the size of that will be the score of that, right? And the 0 and 20 will represent the this thing will represent the alignment, right? The x coordinate and the y coordinates, right? I will show you this thing as well. Let me go back into that. Okay, here is our processing, and now we will try to implement this thing. Okay. Now when we run this thing, you see, same thing I did. Okay, this is, he's moving. Just give it a minute. Yeah, he's back. Now he's moving, and now the scores are changing. Okay, you see 3, and then 4, then 5, then 6. Okay, now we are able to generate a score. Now what we want, what else we want? Okay, now a snake is moving, he is able to eat, we are able to display the score, right? Now what we want him to do is we want to increase his speed. Okay, every time he just eats 2 things, we want to increase his speed. So earlier what we used that static value, right? That 10. The 10 was the thing that we were trying to divide the frame rate with. Now we will try to divide it with this we will implement new variable, that is speed, and we will try to decrease it every time it gets bigger and bigger. So once the position size is divisible by 2, obviously after 2 points it will be divisible by 2, 2, 4, 6. After each 2 points it will increase its speeds, it will increase its speed, as long as we don't want to go into a negative side, right? So as long as this speed is greater than 2, right, we don't want to divide something by a negative sign, right? Then our program will fail. So that's why we use greater than or equal to 2, and unless and until this is the case, we will decrease its speed so that it keeps on speeding up after every 2 positions. Okay, now let's go back and implement this thing. Now you see, it ate this thing, the position got speeded up. Now he ate this thing, now 4, again the position starts incrementing. You see, as long as it keeps on growing, it will start increasing, the speed will be increased. Okay, now you see the speed is increasing. Once the snake is trying to move, it will start increase, as long as it's increasing, the length of it, this snake is, I am not able to get this point. Okay, so you see the speed is increasing after every 2 points, it's increased, right? You see, now we don't want this snake to go outside the screen, right? As long as he is in this side, inside the screen, we want to play. Once it will touch this borders of this thing, we want him to die. How does a snake die? Obviously when it touches the border, he will die, right? Now how can we make that? So the thing that we used earlier, the width and the height that I showed you, right, at the starting of this lecture, those things will help us, because we will be able to find out the width and the height, right? As long as it's inside that width and height of the screen, we will make the game status true. Unless and until if it's exceeding that, we will make the game status true, and our code, we will get some message. We will try to implement that thing in the next slide, that how to display the end score. Okay, so once it touches the screen, okay, once it touches the borders of that panel, and if it's less than 0, and what are these positions? Something, the X position and the Y positions, right? If there is nothing in the array, the first index is less than 0. Okay, now if you try to go up and inside the left side, that time it will be decremented, right? If you visualize that, what is that called, the number line, right? The X coordinates and the Y coordinates, whenever you go up, it's negative, whenever you go towards the left, it's negative, right? So for that we have represented this. If something, that array position, something, the first pointer is less than 0 and the first index on the Y axis is less than 0, at that time it means that we are going upwards, and at that time we are going towards the left side, that will be negative sign. Okay, and if we are going to exceeding the window size, at that time also that means we are touching the borders. Okay, now once we are done with this thing, what if it touches itself? Okay, that's also case there, right? When it touches itself, it should also die. So something which is already present in those 2 arrays, if we touch those things, yes, it is possible. So if you touch those things, at that time the game status will be true, right? So again we will loop around this thing, and we will check if something is not present in the array. If something is not present in the array, then we will make the game status 2. That means we are died. The game is the snake has died. Okay, now let's go ahead and implement this thing. Now let's see. Now let's make him die. Okay, so once he's died, you see the score is gone, everything is gone. Now we don't want this ambiguity, right? We want something to be shown that this is your score, and this is the thing, this is the score that you got. Do you want to play again? Press enter, maybe some kind of that thing. Okay, so now let's go back to this thing. Now our snake is died. Okay, now let's try to implement this score function. Okay, now once the game status is true, then it will go into the else part, right? I will show you what is the else part here. So after that we will fill in the color. Maybe this is a color that I picked from color picker. Maybe it's red, something reddish. Okay, then I will align that thing to the center. Okay, okay Antra, I will show it. And the text size is 30, the text font that is 40, and then we will print game over score x positions. That means whatever is in the array, that will be the score, right? Whatever is in the array, the array size, whatever the elements were in the array, right? Each time we are inserting the value in that array, right? And after that we have the 500 divided by 2 represents the width of that whole screen, right? It was 500 and 500, so we want that to be present in the center. Okay, and after the enter is pressed, we will just clear these positions. What the two arrays, that is the index, the x values which were present in the array, we will clear that array. The y positions which were present in the array, we will clear that, because we have entered an array. We have pressed enter, right? Enter key is pressed. So we are repeating the same process again. Then we are adding the starting index, that is wherever the first position of a snake, right? It is present on that 4 and 15, right? Then the direction. Okay, then the direction, and then the speed, right? The speed of the snake. Then the game status will again be false, so that we can run this thing again. Okay, now let's try to implement this thing together. Okay, now let's run this thing. So now we will make him eat something. We'll make him eat. This time you see the score is changing. Okay, 5, and the speed is also incrementing. It won't be visible because it's now since it is only 8, the size of this snake is only 8. Now the speed is increasing. You see, now once we touch the screen, there is a game over and your score is 11. And if you want to play again, press enter. Then we pressed enter again, our pointer will came again, our snake will be at the same position. Now if you want to check, yeah, our bow is also working. When we tried that left and right, that is less than 0 and the greater than less than 0, the y-axis will be less than 0 at that time, when it's greater than 0 at that time, right? So now the second position, I haven't shown you the second position. If it touches itself, what happens? So basically what I'm going to do here, as long as the size is greater than 2, if I'm going in the same direction, let me show you. So right now it's having size 1. Let me make it of size 2. Once it's size 2, when I press the same opposite key, okay, I just press the opposite key, right? It was going in the right direction. Then I press the left key. So it will touch himself, right? So let me show you this thing, what I did here. So the second condition that I showed you guys, right? This condition of dying. Let me just remove this thing. This, if he touches himself, okay? So let me remove this thing, okay? These are the things that is the case when he touches himself, okay? So whatever, okay, no, this is not the case, okay? This is the, yeah, this is the case. When he touches himself. Earlier is the when he touched the borders, okay? Now I have commented out, what, 4 lines of code. Now when we try to run this thing, okay? When we try to run this thing, it won't, you see, now I'm going in the same direction. Now let me show you this thing. Let me first increase its size, okay? Let me make him eat more things. You see, let me show you one thing. You see, now you see what I did here. I was going in the left direction, then I pressed him towards the right, so it's not changing. The pointer head is not changing, right? It's not changing like this. It's not changing like this. It's going in this direction, then it moved towards this direction. Okay, we don't want this thing, right? Because we are using the same, right? We are using the same thing. Okay, cool. So now we want him to die at this position as well. What we did earlier, we are moving in the same positions. Then we want him to die. We will just include this condition. That is something which is already present in that array, right? The X array and the Y array. Okay. Once, let me show you this thing. Okay. Now, whenever I make him play, whenever I play this game and I do the same. Okay, I just touch the border. Okay, now this thing, now this, oh, let me just make him a bit longer in size so that you guys will. Now I'm moving in this direction, right? Now I press the backwards key, so that's why it got killed. Maybe I was too close to the screen. You see, now the size is 2. So how did it die? Because I pressed the downwards key, and that's why. Okay. Now let's try to summarize what we learned in this video. First, we talked about how to create a window, which is obviously important while we are creating the snake game. We talked about the IDE that we use, the processing IDE, and how we created this window with the help of just 4 lines of code. Then we created our snake head. Then we created our food. Then we added some additional functionalities like moving the snake, making him eat, and then controlling the snake. Then we talked about the dying conditions, which was quite obvious that when we go beyond the screen that was given to us or the panel that was there, those are the dying conditions for us. Then we finally displayed the final score and updated the variables like status was there, which was obviously important. When our game is still going on, that status was false, and when the status was true, that means the game was over. I want you to introduce you to Great Learning Academy, a free initiative by Great Learning. You can access over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion. Check out the link in the description of the video below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates on video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on this video, any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments.